Okay, so this morning we're up on the mountain early, and we're heading down to this slope mine that's basically long since forgotten about. And we're going to head down through the woods, and we're going to go past hopefully the remains of the Hoist house. And this Hoist house serviced two different mines. It was a very unique setup, only one of its kind on the mountain. So we're hopefully the overgrowth is not going to be too bad, but it's beautiful fall weather, and we'll just see what we can find. Okay, so we have arrived at the Hoist house remains of these two mines, and what you've got right here is a gigantic stone retaining wall. Right here, this is where the boiler plant was. Okay, back then they did, when they converted all this stuff around 1915, they converted it to electricity, but they still use steam for many cases. So this is where the boiler plant and the stack was. And right here is your foundation remains to the Hoist house. This right here is a foundation to one of the cable hoists that operated to a mine back in this direction. And the other side where Mr. Box is, the other cable hoist was pointed out this way. And what it is the hoist cable went out a couple hundred yards, and they went around a sheave pillar with a giant bull wheel. And the mines are way up on top right there. So this one hoist house had two different cable hoists, opposite directions, supporting two different slope mines on the mountain. So it's amazing it's still here, but man, a real piece of craftsmanship, because all that is stone. Everything in there is stone. And then you've got steel beams over here, and there's more of the hoist foundation back over here. And way back over there would have been the bathhouse that serviced both the mines for the miners. So anyway, just stuck out here in the woods now, man, just forgotten. But very, very neat piece of mining history. Okay, so this is the other side, or a little further down for you, Mr. Box. He's over there checking us out. And you can see they had the mounts, they had the generators right here. They had one generator for each of the cable hoist. This right here, foundation, the insert, this is where the cable hoist would have been, right here. These were huge, because these were deep mines. So I think each cable hoist probably had about 2,500 feet of 1 3/4 steel cable. So, but anyway, it's just hard to believe this. I mean, I've get pictures. This facility was huge. And it's just hard to imagine when you look out here. You see it's out here in the deep woods. And all this, over 100 years ago, was completely void of trees. So, anyway, we're going to be making our way on up here in just a few minutes, but thought we'd come by and check this out. Like I said, fantastic piece of mining history here. Okay, Mr. Box is just down there at the dual cable hoist house remains, hoist cable remains. And this right here is, can't really almost tell, but this is the old rail bed here. And we're going to be heading this way to get to the remains of one of the mines here. But the rail bed actually hugged the side of the mountain, and it ran just above where the cable hoist house is, just maybe 75, 100 feet from where I'm at. And so this was your main rail line here connecting the two mines. And of course, this spur line, it went all the way down to a main line where it tied into the main line. So, which would be, probably a quarter of a mile away, maybe. So, anyway, yeah, just see what we can find up here this morning. Okay, so we're just coming down off the remains of the rail bed here, which is eroded away in many places up on the mountain. But what you've got right here is the remains of the sheave pillar for this slope mine. Right here, they had a giant bull wheel attached to this, and way back there, over 100 yards away, was the hoist house. So the cable coming from that hoist house, coming to this mine, wrapped around this bull wheel, went up over a guidon and up over the slope tipple and straight down into the mine, pulling and lowering the ore cars. So anyway, but very rare to see this. You can say it's just completely overgrown. So, but the crusher foundation should be just up there. So, but anyway, it's amazing this is even still out here in the woods. So you can see, might not be able to tell in the video, but those are the mounts, the rods. So, but nice piece of history here. All right. Okay, so we're coming on up. We found the crusher foundation. Just took a few pictures of it, and there's not much left of it. So we came on up following this, and this big cutout right here, this is where the mine entrance was. Right here, this slope mine. And this was big. There's a pretty steep down angle slope mine. So we're near the top of the mountain right now. So most of the mines, they always follow the ore seam going down. So, but this one's on a pretty sharp down angle, maybe 25 degrees, maybe a little more. So, all right, we'll go ahead and make our way on up top here. Okay, so right there you can see the outcrop. Right here where Mr. Box is standing, right here from this point down, about right there, this is where the mine entrance was. It was a squared off timbered mine entrance. Then they came back years later and concrete lined it. So all this up top has just caved in, and when they sealed the mine, they most definitely blew it, because it just caused basically a landslide from the top of the mountain coming down. So we're going to be heading up top, and we're going to be looking for some subsidences to see if we can gain access into this historic mine. So anyway, that's a steep, that's like a 45-degree angle going straight up. So I'm taking my time. All right, more from the top side. Okay, so this right here, this is your ore seam. And you can see the sharp down angle for the ore seam from the top of the mountain going deep underground. So instead of going up top, they came in from down below and met the ore seam up underground. So they just intersected with the ore seam. So this is where the ore seam starts, near the top of the mountain. So almost to the top. Mr. Box, of course, as ambidextrous as he is, he's already gone over the top. So I'll get up there in just a minute. Okay, so we've come on down along the top of the mountain. We were looking for some subsidences to that old slope mine. So this is a subsidence to one of the top work headers going into the mine. Now the work header would probably be about a good 30 feet below, but there's a subsidence where the ceiling, the roof of the work header caved in and then took this down with it. So there's supposed to be, hopefully, maybe a few more just right in this general area. And we're just going to see if we can locate them. And if not, what we're going to do is head to another mine site and see if we can gain access. Okay, so Mr. Box has located one of the other subsidences right here. You can see it just, the roof on the work header far below collapsed, and like I said, just took this down. So there might be one more, and if not, you know, that's just the way it goes. Call no joy, and we're gonna head to the other mine site. Just a nice stroll on top of the mountain. It looks very scenic. Beautiful topography.